7487 Blix Street in San Diego. We're going to start here at the front of the home, and we always start our roof inspection underneath the eaves. Now, unfortunately, we can't see much of the eaves because it has this kind of sheet metal siding, and so that could potentially be hiding a lot of damage to both the fascia as well as rafter tails that are up in there, and starter board and plywood and all that kind of stuff. So as we're inspecting these eaves, we're looking for any kind of indication that water is coming through the eaves, and fortunately I don't see any. When we do find rotten wood with this metal siding in place, it is kind of even more challenging and time consuming to replace that rotten wood, but we'll remain optimistic that there won't be too much wood damage on this home. We will be replacing all these gutters. They are very badly worn, and I definitely would recommend getting rid of them. Let's go ahead and work quickly around the home. We'll go ahead and jump up on the roof and take a look at what we see up there. Well, first we'll take a look at this patio cover. It's radius, and so that provides a little bit of a challenge. And then the posts definitely are not adequate or to code, and so we may have to add some additional posts and then mount those to the concrete some way to get this thing to be structurally sound so we can actually stand on top of it and put a real roof on it. We can see a little bit of water coming through between the patio cover and the fascia. I see it all along here, but that's to be expected in a situation like this. The home does have drip edge. That's this piece of metal right here, and that tells us that this roof is probably somewhere around 20 years old, excuse me. This 3-tab asphalt shingle that's used on this roof would have come with about a 20-year warranty and a life expectancy of about 20 years. On the front of the house, which is west facing, we see that there is some wear and tear, but the majority of the granules are still intact. There's not a ton of fiberglass coming through, and so had it not been for the windstorm, you know, this roof may have another 5 years left in it. But it is looking pretty badly worn. The whirlybirds, 2 out of the 3 whirlybirds are completely seized up and not working, and anytime those aren't spinning, they are leaking. This roof was installed with staples. Nowadays, staples will void our manufacturer warranty, so we're gonna make sure to use nails on our new roof. Appears to only be 1 layer, but I always recommend ripping off the old roof. I don't ever like to cover up the trash. Does not make any sense to me to leave the trash in place when we put a new roof on a house. Looks like the chimney flashing was done well when this roof was completed. This cap is definitely newer. This whirlybird is actually spinning, whereas that one is completely seized. That satellite dish will have to move, whether it be temporary. The dish companies actually have a different style mount nowadays that they will mount that to the fascia. We don't want them poking holes in our brand new roof. We are missing some ridge caps up here. So this roof is leaking in several spots, just not bad enough to actually show to the drywall. I would suggest that we tear off this corrugated plastic. Obviously it's in really bad shape, and we replace it with T111, which is plywood that looks like that tongue groove, and then we put a TPO roof on there, and so that thing will last another 25 years or so. Based on everything we're seeing up here, it is time to replace this roof before we have any major leak issues in the home.